Hey up guys, S-Man back at it again for another Pokemon Horizons review. Now, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe and like this video and leave a comment for more content like this in the future. Now, let's get right into the review. Now, being the first episode back from the 2-week hiatus, was this episode good and worth the wait? The episode isn't horrible, but it's definitely brought down by parts of it being a recap for Rico and Roy set off part of Horizons. The episode begins with the Volt Tacklers needing to reboot their system so they can route to Galar before setting off, which leads to them having a picnic like we do in the games, which is a nice detail and a nice little calm episode, especially after the big lore drop we saw last episode. This episode is mainly just setup and character interactions, similar to the Dot episode where Liko was trying to befriend her. But although being similar, this episode doesn't handle it as well. In my opinion, this episode has better setup for events to come than that episode. But the fact that part of this episode is literally just them sitting around and recapping stuff kind of puts it down a bit. Now, there are some good parts, like I said, the picnic and the Volt Tacklers talking and bonding a bit. But that also leads to Roy getting his sandwich stolen by a Watchroll and him and Fuecoco having a battle with it. And this is more set up for next week's episode and potentially Roy's first capture. As we see at the end of the episode, Roy notices something off about this Watchroll and even decides to run back to go help it. Now, for Liko's role in this episode, it's mainly just her continuing her story of her trying to befriend Dot. In the episode, Liko and Roy send a selfie with Dot of them at the picnic, hoping that she can join them one day. This affects her Needlefing video, which is coincidentally about a picnic, because she just really wishes she can be with them. But at the picnic, Liko feels bad that they're all there without both Ludlow and Dot, because Ludlow always stays on the ship. So she actually asks Murdoch to help her set up sandwiches for them, which they do. And we get a nice scene of Ludlow and Dot having sandwiches together and taking a selfie, sending it to Liko. This also re-energizes Dot for her video as she records it. We also get a scene of Freed and Murdoch talking about how Liko loves Needlefing and Dot being Needlefing after Dot actually sends a picture of her in the costume to Liko. Well, at the point of recording this video, I have no clue if she even put that together, that Dot is Needlefing, or she still thinks she's just a fan, because I watched it without subs. But yeah, the episode ends with no progress being made. Spinel is currently attacking the Rising Volt Tacklers, making sure they can't leave Paldea, where we get Freed calling Dot to figure out what the problem is. Now this is interesting. Next episode is going to be more about Roy, but according to the preview, we're also going to get Freed figuring out the deal with the Spinel stuff next episode as well, which is going to be hype. Now, this episode, like I said earlier, this episode does better set up than future episodes than the original Dot episode did as a bridge, but it's just executed poorly. But yeah, overall, I think this episode isn't horrible, but it also isn't one of the best. Probably the worst out so far. So I'll give it a 6 out of 10. But yeah, I'm excited for next week. And I hope you guys like this video. Subscribe for more content like this in the future. Goodbye.